What's up everyone and welcome to the video. In this new series I'm going to be facing many different classes and specs and giving you tips on how to better face them. Some classes are going to be fairly easy and others are going to seem like an impossible feat, but there's always room for improvement and I want to go over some of those today. So guys, coming right out of the gates, we're facing up against a Windwalker monk today. And honestly, in my opinion, Windwalker is going to be one of the hardest counters against an Arcane Mage. And filling in that role today, we got Aerisk, who is another YouTube content creator. He's been playing Monk for quite a while now, and he's had a lot of experience on it. And we're basically going to be getting our butts kicked today, but it'll be for the process of learning, so it'll be worth it. But there are a few things that you can always do to kind of improve your chances against a Windwalker monk, and I'm going to share with you guys what I found best. So against Windwalker, I usually like to split up my burst, so I usually open with the Mark of Luneth and maybe follow it up with the Presence of Mind, just to kind of get ahead in the damage and get through some of their heals and stuff. What you don't want to do though is make the mistake of Ice Blacking Karma just to stay offensive. Ice Black 100% will need to be used defensively, otherwise you're going to be an easy one-shot for their Serenity. So Temporal Shield is going to be a very big staple in this duel and making sure you use it correctly. So basically what you always want to do is you kind of want to go through your mobility a decent amount before you use Temporal Shield. That way the monk won't be able to just teleport away or just roll away as soon as you pop it. You want to make sure he has a reason to stay on top of you when you use it. But you still want to use it very early on so you have a good amount of health and you can use it for a second burst round. But in that time of Temporal, generally it's not worth it to even cast. Most of the time I'll just spam all my instant cast or use Arcane Explosion just to fish for missiles, because missiles will be key. Like Arcane Blast, it'll be very hard to get a good amount of those off, and missiles will be your best friend just because they'll follow him behind line of sight. So in that 4 seconds, just spam Arcane Explosion, get all your instant casts out, and make sure you're ready for when you come out of it to have some mobility up or just have him running away so you can cast missiles while he goes behind the pillar. So one mistake I want to point out to you guys that I made countlessly was always trying to save Ice Black for his stun, and that necessarily isn't the smartest thing. You want to always use it on Serenity, because if you pop Serenity, he's going to have the mobility to stay on top of you, and it's just worth it just to sit a full Ice Black for that. Now as soon as you Ice Black, he's going to run, he's going to heal, but if you come to that Ice Black early to try and stay offensive, he's basically going to one-shot you, and it's just not worth it at that point. It's like, let him get the reset and just kind of go from there. That way you'll have his burst out of the way, and you're going to have a lot of time to kind of wear him down, and it'll be a light DPS race at that point. And the only thing left to get through is Karma, and you're just going to have to kite that out. So guys, here I want to lastly go over my spec that I ran. Honestly, this does look like an ass backwards spec, but it's what I found to work best against him. First thing first, Shimmer. If you go with Shimmer, you're basically setting the timer on the duel, and you're going to lose this timer. It'll basically be him just getting through your Trinket and Ice Black and stuns, and then going for that third stun round to just basically burst you down when you don't have any outs of it. So Shimmer, as valuable as it is to stay mobile, the monk has so much mobility, he's going to be staying on top of you most of the time anyways, so you might only get 1 or 2 free casts out of the mobility of Shimmer while casting. So you need the stun break, and Mana Shield will just help you survive some light damage that he puts out, which is going to be a huge part because that'll basically be what's kind of dictating the pace of the duel is light damage. Mirror Images, I like to go with them just because of the damage output. If they're free casting on him, that's just free damage, but if he, for whatever reason, decides to swap to them to kill them, which is very possible, you know, they don't have very much health, so if he really wants to, he can try and kill them. You'll be making up their damage by just free casting on him while he does that. Stick with Charged Up, it's just more spammable. You can go with Supernova, but honestly the damage from this is so weak, I honestly found it not even to be worth it. The Chrono Shift for mobility. You can go with Ice Ward if you really want to, because he will be using Tiger's Lust on your first Nova to break it. They're both on the same cooldown, so if you really want to get a second Nova off, you can, but Chrono Shift, I just found to like it way better. It's, you know, way better for trying to stick offensive on him if he's hugging pillars, or just trying to get defensive and get away from him. Nether Tempest, I go with it for just the pure damage output. It'll do more damage than Erosion will, and you're not going to be casting Arcane Blast anyways, so unstable magic won't really matter. And just stick with Arcane Orb. Now, the only really big change on the PvP tier here is a time anomaly, and honestly the RNG from this can really make or break a duel. If he sees arcane power pop up on you, he might just instinctively karma you right off the bat, and that'll be great for you because you'll have one just sitting waiting for on use, and you can just use it anytime after you get a good setup for damage. Or if he thinks he can try and tank through it, it'll just be more easy damage for you. So that's why I like to go with that over Torment of the Weak. That's really the only reason. I know it may seem bad to have a chance to get 30% damage over 15% overall, but honestly, I found myself not even using the time most of the while he's on top of me to put a slow on him for that extra damage. I'm just kind of spamming damage out and only use slows if he's trying to get onto me or if he's trying to run away. Alright guys, that'll be it for me, and I hope you did enjoy this video and the duel series to come here, and huge shout out again to Aerisk for kicking off this series and being the first participant, and until next time guys, this is Spart out.